Today we have a very bomb video, because I will tell you about the amazing case of when the United States attacked the Danish government in Minecraft. I don't know about you, but it impresses me how the Minecraft game can mess with politics. The craziest thing is that until the end of this video I will show you some totally gobsmacked research that I was able to get while shooting and editing this video. Welcome back to Bobicraft, but in English! All this interesting case begins in Denmark, a European country. It is exactly the year 2014, and within the Ministry of the Environment of Denmark, all its employees were working to solve problems in the environment of Denmark. And the truth is that they do a pretty decent job, because in case you didn't know, the country of Denmark is one of the most conscientious in the world. In the last decade, too much has been done to invest money in the country's environment. For example, 44% of the energy in the entire country comes from wind energy, since a part of its extensive sea is full of wind turbines. The Environment Ministry was very smart in doing this, because the whole territory of Denmark is very windy. It is definitely a complicated climate, but this is a clear sign of taking advantage of the negative things and transforming them into positive ones. But in addition to all that, the government of Denmark takes care of its people relatively well. It is not for nothing that it is said to be one of the happiest countries in the world. Its health system is very good, also its economy. In general, the quality of life is quite happy, and in the search for this ministry, so that citizens continue to be happy, two Danish workers come up with a brilliant idea. These workers were called Simon and Thorbjørn. Unlike the other workers, they were very young. That means they were aware of technology and video games. And in those times of the year 2014, the two Danish workers had realized that the Minecraft game was becoming more and more popular. In fact, these two workers played a game of cubes in their spare time, and one day, like any other, it occurred to them to take advantage of this magnificent construction game to recreate the entire surface of Denmark within Minecraft. The objective of the map would be that the students of Denmark could learn geography thanks to this territory in Minecraft. Obviously, this idea was extremely ambitious. Building a whole country is not an easy job, but if it was achieved, then Denmark will become the first country in being built on a scale within Minecraft. Well, we must remember that it is the year 2014. At that time, no player had dared to build an entire country in a Minecraft world. But the two Danish workers had a problem. Well, in order to achieve this huge project, they needed a lot of help. Money was needed to finance and a work team to build. So the two boys decided to get up quickly and go up to the main offices of the government of Denmark. So the two workers talked to the higher ups in the government, explained their idea of recreating Denmark in this game. And luckily, the government said yes. So they gave them all the budget they needed, plus extensive documentation of all the geographic data of the country, so that they could recreate perfectly. Now the two guys from the environmental ministry could get to work on their project. One of the first things they did was contact a studio called GeoBoxers. This studio is dedicated to build large Minecraft cities, but at that time they had not built a city as big as Denmark. But thanks to the fact that the two workers already had good money to invest in their project, they managed to convince GeoBoxers, and in just a few months of work, the ministry team managed to build all of Denmark in Minecraft. This made Denmark the first country to be rebuilt to scale, and right now you are seeing real videos of the finished project on the screen. All this madness managed to create it in version 1.7. The scale size recreation was so gigantic that during my research I was able to discover that according to official records, the map had more than a terabyte. In fact, the construction was so gigantic that everything had to be divided into different maps. You don't want to imagine all the folders they had of constructions. The two workers had achieved it, and their project not only ended with the construction of the gigantic map, since the idea was that this map could be played on a Minecraft server and that the students in Denmark could visit it. I began to search in the whole internet, and it wasn't easy at all, but I found official IPs. Apparently there were 3 different servers to be able to enter in case they were full. And yes, those were the official ones, so it is currently no longer available, because that server was only going to be open for a while, long enough for students in Denmark to learn about their geography. But just a few weeks after opening the server, it would all go to hell. You will see, it turns out that inside this server, the students could build whatever they wanted. Obviously, the administrators had set the typical rules: not build anything bad, be decent, respect, and stuff. The objective of letting the students build was to be able to increase their creativity, and also that they could even create their own house in Denmark on that server. The problem is that all the players who enter couldn't be controlled so well. Only students were supposed to be able to enter, but it was open to the public. In the blink of an eye, the server started to be attacked. All the houses were being destroyed. The whole map started to be filled with TNT. A terrible chaos started to arrive. That server had an online map where you could see in real time all the constructions. In fact, what you are seeing right now is lost media. After a long search, I was able to find it. But let's go back to the topic. In this map, you could see how giant poles were being built out of nowhere in the middle of the chaos. At that moment, many players realized that they were being attacked by hackers and that they were building strange things. The strange things about all this is that they had access to TNT, something that was totally prohibited. Somehow, they had administrator permissions. But then, minutes later, it was known why they were creating giant poles. With those poles, they began to build huge flags of the United States. You are seeing a real photograph on the screen right now. Quickly, the entire spawn of the server had been filled with American flags. Well, a huge army of American players had decided to enter the server and troll off Denmark. Their plan was to show that the United States was a better country than Denmark. They destroyed a large territory and everything was also full of flags, and even the name of America was there. But why? Why did Americans do this? Well, in this country, there are many patriotic citizens. There are many people who simply adore their country. However, the citizens are extremists. They put their country above all else, something similar of the toxicity experienced in football. Their goal was just to troll. After that terrible incident, the administrators gave an interesting statement. Only a minor area of our map has been destroyed. The American flags actually only appear right where players enter Danish territory, so I think those who put them up wanted as much attention as possible. We considered all of this as apart from the nature of the Minecraft game. The elements break down and new ones keep being created. Therefore, we are not going to restart the replica of Denmark in Minecraft, but from time to time, we will rebuild some of the areas if buildings are removed and important places. As you can see, the staff couldn't do anything. The objective of the server was to be free. The good thing was that Americans left. Over the time, the Danes were removing all these flags and rebuilding the map. However, it is sad how such a beautiful project always has to be destroyed by trolls. Fortunately, we have a happy ending, because not everything was destroyed, only a part. And in the end, the server ended up closing because, as I told you before, it was only going to be available for a while. When they closed the map, the administrators uploaded the entire map on the internet so that it would be a nice memory for the entire internet. So of course, I had to download the map to show it in this video. It was as simple as going to one of the videos from Denmark and click on the download link, but I found myself terribly sad. The link was down. Well, I didn't care because there should be many other links, right? I went to a news program that covered this news in 2014. And again, I click on the download link, but once again it was down. I tried another page and nothing, then another one, and again it didn't appear. I realized it was totally impossible to recover the map, because it had been too many years, and the links were down. However, I couldn't give up. My only option was to look at Wayback Machine for the links of the official pages of the Danish map. But even visiting the official pages at Wayback Machine, I had no success, until in the most remote part of the internet I found a post that had a lot of links to download. At that moment, I realized that they were the 639 maps that made up the entire Danish territory, so I only copied one of the links, although sadly when I placed them nothing loaded. My only hope was that one of those links could work. I tried dozens until a link called. My only hope is that this map had part of the Danish territory. I opened my Minecraft in 1.7.5 version of the game where the map was built, and without thinking, I ran to enter the map. When I entered, I saw a lot of bedrock, so I decided to break until I reached the surface. At first, I was excited. I thought that I had the map, but it looked like an ordinary map. My first thought is that maybe it had been corrupted and no longer existed. I went through a part of the map, but there was nothing interesting, so I decided to just kill myself. Maybe it will lead me to the spawn, and when I clicked the button, I realized that the Minecraft generation was totally different. Could it be that maybe I had achieved it? Yes, gentlemen, right in front of me there was a road on the map of Denmark. I couldn't believe it. I was inside a lost map of Denmark, although I wanted to see some building and not just the natural terrain. So I decided to speed up. Maybe with speed I will get somewhere. And yes, it worked. Then by following the whole road I began to see the buildings. And voila, I was able to witness with my own eyes a good portion of constructions on the Danish map. And right on this portion of land, I say goodbye. I hope you like this research very much. On the left, you have a video interesting of Minecraft, and on the right, you have another one suggested by the YouTube algorithm.